Hey friendos, welcome to Mass Effect 2. We are right here on the import ME1 character screen because, well, we need to be importing our character in order to continue Ada Shepard's story. So I went ahead and started the playthrough on this, I started the playthrough on this screen. Now, gather in my thoughts, friendos. Now, by the way, this is a continuation of the Mass Effect 1 Let's Play you'll find on my channel. The playlist is called Mass Effect 1 Roleplay, or Dergy's Mass Effect 1 Roleplay, I believe. So, if you're coming from that, welcome. If you're starting this the first time, that works, especially because we're going to be going through the comic portion, the DLC that was made by Dark Horse Comics. That is a nice little recap of the first game. So that is noise. Alright, so let's go ahead and import our grill. I'll be having combat difficulty at normal. If it gets real easy during this particular game, I will probably end up bumping it up to veteran at least, if not higher even. But with ME1, I stuck on normal because veteran plus feels like tedium to me, nothing really more than that. And ME2, I think the higher difficulties are a lot more fun and a lot less ugh and sloggy. Anyway. Auto level up. You know what? I'm leaving that off this time. The level up system in Mass Effect is classically pretty simple, and I want to be able to actually, you know, for example, have enough freaking you know, skills in my party to do environmental things, which I don't remember how this game handles it, but I know it's different than ME1. I don't really remember if it's as important, but I still will go ahead and I will level people up according to my whims instead of just not. And I'm sure I will do a redo of the ME1 playthrough where I do that as well at some point on the channel when I feel more when I feel like I've really honed the craft of making these series. I'm gonna definitely go ahead and redo that one, because Mass Effect 1 is such a... Mass Effect 1 specifically is a game that has really shaped me as a person in a good way, and I love that game so much. Regardless. So I'm certainly going to be doing that. Regardless. Alright, so, subtitles, yes. Squad power usage, yes. I'm still probably going to be pretty hands-off with that throughout the series. It just works for me. Autosave, yes. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so, our name is Ada Shepard. Her rank is 41. She's a soldier. She's a Paragon, mostly. She went ahead and was able to save Rex. She had enough Paragon points by that point in the game. If you don't have enough Paragon or Renegade, like if you... I've done this before in my older playthroughs. If you are too skewed with the kinds of decisions you made in ME1, you could be effed and have to have Rex die here, which gets rid of a lot of great content in 2 and 3. You need to have him live. Missing in action. Kate Nolenko was killed on Vermeer. Council history. The Council was saved by Commander Shepard during the attack on the Citadel. So, I love the presentation of this game, by the way. It really, I'd say, got cranked up a notch from ME1. It's such a beautiful game that has a lot of really great artistic touches to the graphics in these cutscenes. Speaking of which, shutting up.
Shepard did everything right. More than we could have hoped for.
Commander Shepard uncovered the truth.
And still, it's not enough.
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack.
But they're sending her to fight Geth. Geth! We both know they're not the real threat. The Reapers are still out there.
And it's up to us to stop them.
The Council will never trust Cerberus. They'll never accept our help, even after everything humanity has accomplished. But Shepard, they'll follow her. She's a hero, a bloody icon. But she's just one woman. If we lose Shepard, humanity might well follow.
Then see to it that we don't lose her.
Don't worry, old man. Your lungs will be gone before she will. Anyway, because, spoiler alert, he just basically smokes every time you see him. Anyway, I'm not going to read this because it's really hard to read it. But, yeah, you can pause if you want to read that, friendos. Ugh. I was going to read it out loud. I tried when I tried to record this earlier. Yeah, no, it's a little fast for me, I think. But, yeah. Ooh. This game still blows me away with a lot of the... Again, a lot of the cinematic presentation, especially.
Disengaging FTL drives.
And the way the game looks in general. Very impressive.
Board is green. We are running silent.
Everyone was still pretty impressive to me when I played it through.
We're wasting our time.
This game is more so.
4 days searching up and down this sector, and we haven't found any sign of Geth activity.
3 ships went missing here in the past month. Something happened to them.
My money's on slavers. The Terminus system is crawling with them.
Not quite.
Picking up something on the long-range scanner. Unidentified vessel. Looks like a cruiser.
Doesn't match any known signatures.
Yeah, that's bad news.
Cruiser is changing course. Now on intercept trajectory.
Can't be. Stealth systems are engaged. There's no way a Geth ship could possibly...
It's not the Geth. Brace for evasive maneuvers!
Presley!
Kinetic barriers down. Multiple hull breaches. Weapons offline. Somebody get that fire out.
Oofle. Oofity boofy. Hey, Liara. It's our girlfriend. Spoiler, we had a lot of sex with Lumen too, because it's canon now, because I made it canon, because it's server. I mean, what? Hi. Hello. Hi, Liara. Hi, Liara. It's a shame it's a shame you aren't a party member in this game. I really wish there's an option here to be like, you're coming with me, actually. For the rest of the game. God, I really hope so. I really wish so, I mean. You know what I'd love? I'd love a mod. Really well done mod for this game that adds Liara as a party member and somehow rejiggers a lot of the game just for her and also includes the voice actress. I would fucking pay to have that happen, but yeah, no, that's probably extremely wishful thinking. Or like they remake the game, but they make sure Liara's a goddamn party member. I hate what they did with her in this game. I frankly hate it. It's really tastefully done, but I really wish she was a goddamn party member. She is my favorite character, basically. And I also wish she wasn't so callous in this game. I feel like the callousness for her is a little bit much. What's funny is I like callous characters, especially callous female characters a lot, but I also really like, you know, characters like how Liara was in the first game, about as equally, and I also have a special attachment to her. Because she's essentially the only romance I really feel is, you know, well, there's other great romance moments in this series to me, but she's absolutely my favorite and will always be. Regardless, I really do love Lair the Shadow Broker anyway, so, you know, it's cool that it allows for that, and a lot of the cool stuff they do with her, you know, now being the Shadow Broker and everything, but I don't know. We'll get there when we get there. I just wish she was a party member, Randover, for now. might be picked up later in the series. Almost guaranteed, actually.
The Alliance won't abandon us. We just need to hold on. Get everyone onto the escape shuttles. Joker's still in the cockpit. He won't evacuate. I'm not leaving either.
We are,
I need you to get the crew onto the evac shuttles. I'll take care of Joker. Shepard, Liara, go. Now.
Ah, man, this scene is really heartrending to me because she probably knows. She probably can maybe even feel that you're gonna die because of how Asari are empathetically. That might be possible. I never thought about that. But she might just have a feeling that we aren't gonna make it out of this. And we basically don't. Spoilers, but basically is the reason the rest of the game happens. That word there. Y'all will see what I mean if you don't know already, but I mean, I spoiled like half the game for you just now, pretty much with my Liara rant, so like, so, you know, I wouldn't stick around here if I were you. Half the game is an exaggeration, but yeah. But yeah, if I wouldn't stick around here if you're not the kind of person that has played this game at least once all the way through, or to death and back like I have. You know. Anyway, I just really would recommend, if you have the game and you haven't finished it, sit down, finish it. It's fucking worth it. Oh my god, I love this game. This fucking scene gets me every time. Look at that goddamn planet. Look at the lighting. Look at how fucked up our ship is. This scene fucking floors me every time. God. And what's really cool is these chairs have collision and gravity effects on them, so you can kind of play with them a little bit by walking into them and watch them float right off into space a little bit. Anyway, also, our booty's a little more shapely in this game. I approve. Sorry. I'm not sorry, because I love booties enough to be not sorry about this. I mean, if you don't like the kind of perverted obsessions that I do, you probably need to stop watching, because I'm just gonna be like this all game. Let's be fair, especially because this game has some really shapely booties. Definitely by design. I mean, I'm sure they're catering right to people like me. But goddamn, I'm a butt dude, and her butt is nice in this game, and in 3. Moving on!
Come on, Joker. We have to get out of here.
No, I won't abandon the Normandy. I can still save her.
The Normandy's lost. Going down with the ship won't change that.
Yeah, okay. Help me up. They're coming around for another attack.
Oh boy. This scene fucking gets me every time. Tearing up a little already.
Watch the arm!
Big oof. This whole scene is a whole load of oof. Bye, Normandy. I knew you well. It's okay, the SR2 is an even better ship, in my opinion. I love it. But yeah, this must have been extremely scary. To her, dying like this, if you think about it. I'm tearing up. God. Poor Ada, man. Look at her. Oof. And there she goes. I think she's dead right about there. Oof, damn. And yeah, then she falls through the goddamn atmosphere of a planet. Now, you'd think that tears someone up into complete and utter non-recognition, to maybe even down to the molecular level. Like, to the point where even something like the Lazarus Project couldn't rebuild her, but of course then there wouldn't be an ME2, so Time to apply a heavy dose of science fiction to remake her, make her better, faster, and stronger. But after this...
Just another routine mission. Why do they always say that before a mission? Of course it's routine. You haven't done anything yet. It's everything that happens along the way. The choices you make. The paths you choose. That turn the routine into anything but. Of course, that's how it started. A routine mission. Answering a distress call. And look where that got me. We were testing out the Normandy, Captain Anderson's new ship, when the distress call came in. An Alliance patrol on Eden Prime had been attacked. They'd seen something they couldn't explain. Whatever it was massive. I hit the ground with my lieutenant, Caden Alenko. Good kid, loyal, by the book, with a talent for biotics. We came across the lone survivor of the patrol, Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams. A soldier to the core. Tough, disciplined, ready to take on whatever came her way. Ashley joined up with us and took us to the spot where she lost her squad. That's when we saw it. The ship. Like nothing I'd ever seen. It was massive, scorching the colony and everything around it as it blasted away. We followed the path of destruction to an artifact, a beacon left by a long-dead race called the Protheans. The colony had dug it up, and whoever attacked them had tried to take it. Lieutenant Alenko made the mistake of getting too close. It hit him with some type of energy. I grabbed him and threw him out of the way. That's when it hit me. Hard. Every muscle in my body went rigid. I couldn't move. Could barely breathe. Everything went black. And then I saw something. A vision. Dream. A nightmare. By the time I woke up, we were halfway to the Citadel on our way to meet the Council. I was expected to explain what I'd seen. Anderson came along. So did Udina, our political representative on the Citadel. With those two heavyweights, it seemed reasonable we could persuade the Council that the ship we'd seen was a potential threat. As was the individual behind the attacks. The main suspect for the Eden Prime massacre was a Turian Spectre named Saren. He'd been seen by one of the survivors from the colony at Eden Prime, and there was some evidence to suggest that the ship was connected to Saren. But even Udina's pointed accusations weren't enough to convince the Council. They just couldn't believe one of their chosen elite Spectres could be guilty of something like that. They needed proof, which meant I needed proof. Fortunately, I wasn't alone in my search. Garrus, another Turian, wanted to help. A top agent for Citadel security. Despite orders from his superiors that he shouldn't get involved, he told me he was suspicious of Saren and he had some useful leads. More importantly, he was willing to share them. That led me to Rex, the biggest, nastiest looking Krogan bounty hunter I'd ever seen. He turned out to be more than just a brute. It was his intel that led us to a fugitive with incriminating evidence on Saren. The fugitive turned out to be an energetic little Quarian named Tally. A tech expert with a knack for hacking, she'd procured some information on Saren. Evidence that proved Saren was dirty. Tally's evidence proved that Saren was responsible for the massacre on Eden Prime, and the immense warship we'd spotted was in fact Saren's flagship. But it went much further. Saren was trying to find a way to bring back a race of sentient machines from dark space. Machines allegedly responsible for cleansing the galaxy of all organic life. These Reapers were blamed for wiping out all life 50,000 years ago, including the Protheans, then disappearing back through the mass relays to dark space, leaving no trace that they'd ever been. That explained why Saren was after the beacon, and it made some sense out of my visions, but not much else. We couldn't convince the Council that the Reapers were a threat, but they agreed Saren had to be stopped. They stripped him of his Spectre status and gave me the honor of becoming the first human Spectre. My first task? Bring down Saren. Anderson decided to stay behind, giving up his ship, the Normandy. He told me I'd need it more than he would. He also pointed me in a direction. Liara. A Prothean expert, adept in biotics, and maybe most importantly, daughter of Benezia, Saren's top lieutenant. And like most Asari, as beautiful as she is intelligent, and born with a unique ability to meld with other species, Liara was able to help me decipher some of the vision the beacon had given me. Nothing concrete, but it gave me some clues. And a new appreciation for the Asari. Her technique for accessing my vision was unexpected, but not at all unpleasant. Kaidan was a little concerned about the connection I shared with Liara. As commander, I knew either relationship had the potential to interfere with the mission.
So, in
told
canon,
Liara about how I
to
felt.
me, she didn't say that
Apparently
line.
she felt it too.
She just skipped to this one.
But we
'Cause,
agreed we
she
wouldn't let it get in
is
the way of our
gay.
mission.
She never felt anything
Finding
for Kaidan.
Saren.
Poor man.
Thanks to Liara's help, we had our next lead, Benezia. Saren had taken her to Novaria, where he'd enslaved the queen of a dangerous race of insect-like creatures, the Rachni. He ordered Benezia to use the same technique Liara had used on me to extract information from the Rachni queen. The queen's drones were everywhere, and they were not happy. We had to fight through hundreds of them to get to Benezia. By the time we arrived, Saren was gone, with the information. I tried to reason with Benezia, but Saren had indoctrinated her. He had somehow acquired the ability to control people's actions and wills. Benezia wouldn't surrender, and Liara was forced to watch her mother die in her arms.
Liara, hug.
And I was left with an angry, dangerous Rachni queen to deal with. She claimed her drones would do no harm if I released her. But the Rachni had terrorized the galaxy
I don't like the
before.
way that line's written, because it didn't seem like she was angry or
Couldn't do it.
dangerous at the time.
I wouldn't doom an entire species for past sins. And the Queen was true to her word. She left and took her army of drones with her. With Saren's top lieutenant dead, he was quickly running out of time and places to hide. I tracked him down at his base on Vermeer, but we soon learned it was more than a base of operations. It was a breeding ground. Saren was breeding an army of Krogan. He'd found a cure for the genophage, a disease inflicted on the Krogan to prevent them from breeding and taking over the galaxy. The Krogan Saren was breeding were slaves. Mindless beasts that obeyed Saren's will. I had to destroy the base and all its research. Rex disagreed. Violently. Rex wanted the genophage cure for his people. I tried to convince him to help me destroy it, that these Krogan weren't real. But he wouldn't back down. Fortunately, Rex is smarter than he looks. He realized this wasn't the way to help his people, and that Saren was the real threat. When we finally got to the center of the base, I realized just how close Saren was to completing his plan. He was already in communication with the Reapers. Sovereign, Saren's flagship we'd all assumed was just a ship, was a Reaper. It spoke to me, threatened me. I could feel the menace it had for every living thing. It wanted me dead. It wanted us all dead. And I knew it was capable of doing just that. What I couldn't understand was why Saren would help it. But there was no time to think about it. Sovereign knew where we were. We had to destroy the base and get the hell out. I split my team into 2 squads, sending Ash with one and Kaidan with the other as a distraction. We had a nuke and we planned to use it. Before we could detonate the bomb, Saren showed up. We fought. I stalled him to make time for my team. And in talking to him, I realized the truth. It wasn't Saren who was indoctrinating everyone. It was Sovereign, the Reaper. And Saren was in deeper than all of them. He tried to convince me he was still in control. Said he'd found a way to reduce the Reaper's influence, but he was kidding himself. Or believing the lies Sovereign was telling him. Before I could convince him to stop, he ran, leaving me just seconds to extract my squad mates. I tried, but I wasn't fast enough. I could only save one of them.
Kaidan, hug.
Kaidan was a good man, and a great soldier. But I had to choose, and I chose Ash. That was the last time Saren would slip away from me. I knew then, the next time we met, one of us would die. With my team mostly intact, we chased Saren and his army to Ilos, a long-lost planet that had once belonged to the Protheans. As we prepared for what we knew would be a desperate fight, I spoke to my crew. We were just one ship, against Saren's growing army. I assured them all that despite the odds, we could defeat him. Liara saw through my words. She knew I was hurting after Caden's death. She could sense my doubts. We both knew this mission could be our last. Until that moment, we put our feelings aside for the sake of the mission. But why wait? We gave in to each other.
Bow chicka wow wow.
And it was perfect. While it lasted. We arrived on Ilos close behind Saren. Once on the planet, we discovered a Prothean databank that helped me put the final pieces of my vision together. The Reapers had come 50,000 years ago, and every 50,000 years before that, each time purging the galaxy of life. The Protheans had fought and died like every species before them, but a few survived long enough to leave a parting gift. The Protheans had discovered that the Citadel was the key to controlling the mass relays. By sabotaging the Citadel, they found a way to close the relays to dark space, slowing the Reapers' return, giving us the time we needed to find a solution to stop the Reapers once and for all. Saren knew this. He was leading his army to take control of the Citadel and re-establish the relays to dark space, bringing the waiting Reapers here to destroy us all. We followed him to the Citadel. It was intact, but and I was done chasing him. As the Alliance and Council fleets battled Saren's army outside the Citadel, I cornered the Turian bastard in the Citadel tower and confronted him. He died believing that the Reapers would save him.
I only realized
I fought to regain control of the Citadel.
My normal habit of just pausing a game to do things I think of doing is not a good idea for Let's Play.
Despite Saren's death, Sovereign and Saren's army continued to fight. The Council was aboard the Destiny Ascension and they were requesting assistance. But I knew in order to help them, I would have to put our human Alliance fleet in jeopardy. The Council had to be saved. They represented the hearts and minds of the galactic community. Without them, the fleets would be in disarray. Even with the Citadel back in my control, Saren defeated and the Normandy leading the combined galactic fleet, the battle against Sovereign, a single Reaper, was relentless. It took the combined fleets of humanity and the other races, but in the end, Sovereign fell. The costs were immense. While humanity's efforts in the war earned us our first seat on the Council, it was a hollow victory. The Reapers were still out there. I knew the fight was far from over, but as the one who'd led the fight against Saren, I was given new responsibilities. The choice of humanity's first counselor was left to me to decide. On the one hand, Udina, the lifetime politician, ruthless and ambitious. He would easily navigate the political landmines that would soon be placed before him. The other choice, Captain Anderson, the career soldier. Tough but fair. But a friend, and someone I could trust. Both great leaders in their own right.
Now, if you remember, and I kind of feel like... See, it did keep some of my decisions in mind, but I find it odd that Liara's romance and this are things that you are able to pick. And I think the reason is because it has to do with... you know what? Never mind. I don't really know. Actually, no, you don't... You know, that's right. You don't pick Liara. What was the other one? What was the other one? There was another choice... Earlier I had to pick, right? Right? Maybe not. I don't know. All I know is it feels weird that I have to choose this, and I feel like there's more than one of these. I don't remember if it already happened, but yeah. I know there's more than one of these. Anywho. Let's see. Let's do... Okay, what am I doing? I know which one she picks. She picks Udina because, well, Udina clearly knows how to navigate the political landscape, so... And it was clear Anderson didn't want to do it, you know what I mean? So, she went ahead and... Well, I mean, I think the reasoning she goes with when, you know... By the way, can I just, like, praise freaking, what's her name? Jennifer Hale for her voice acting here. And, you know, generally in this entire trilogy, but here especially to me, I really love how she voice acted this. I also love the fact that in Mass Effect 2, there's a grittier tone to her voice, and it makes sense. You fucking... I mean, even in the beginning of the game, you have a grittier tone, I think. Actually, maybe not. But for most of the game, here too, I feel like she has a generally darker tone to her voice, which makes a lot of sense after everything she's been through. But yeah, by the way, I promise I'm not dying, friends. Just, I don't know what's going on. I'm fine.
I didn't much like you, Dina, but sometimes you need a pit bull on your side. Someone willing to be the bad guy, for the sake of the greater good. The war was over. The threat had passed. In time, the Council would rebuild itself. The Citadel could be repaired. Even the pain of lost friends would fade. But none of that mattered if the Reapers were still out there. And if they were all as powerful as Sovereign, we had to find a way to stop them. I had to find a way. I gathered my crew, took my ship, and went in search of answers. Officially, the Council would only say I was assigned cleanup duty, routing out any remnants of Saren's army. Just another routine mission.
Yep, nope. There we go, friends. I like that. I love that little comic edition. That's a really, really awesome DLC to me. Anyway, I'm just gonna shut up for this cutscene and have thoughts afterward. I'm probably both it and the intro, but I say that, but I don't know, maybe not the intro. Because I already forgot a good few things I wanted to say about that. Anyway, shutting up.
The Lazarus Project will proceed as planned.
Alright friends, sorry for the little wait here on this screen, because I went to the bathroom while that was playing. I know the wait's gonna stay there because it's gonna take a lot for me to bring myself to go to sit through my own videos and have to hear myself and watch stuff I just played enough in order to edit things. It's something I know I'll have to get over, because I'm really serious about this, but for now, my videos are probably going to remain unedited pretty heavily. So I apologize for a lot of long pauses and weird stuff that you've already seen in past videos, if you have seen any of my past videos up until now. But regardless, accept imported face. Soldiers, select. Now, last time I went... And by last time, I mean, I tried to start this Let's Play a bit ago, and then I decided to redo it, because I thought it was completely unacceptable, the quality level, because I was, that day, when I started this, or those couple of days. And by, I mean, my brain was all over the place, basically. There's just days where that occurs, you know what I mean? Alright, I don't remember what a few of these do, but I remember I like armor-piercing ammo quite a bit. And that armor is now a mechanic in this game. It's really helpful to get past that bar. So, I'll do that for now.
She's reacting to outside stimuli, showing an awareness of her surroundings. Oh my God, Miranda. I think she's waking up.
Damn it, Wilson. She's not ready yet. Give her the sedative. Shepard, don't try to move. Just lie still. Try to stay calm.
Well, she's thinking this, who the hell are you,
Brain
Linda?
activity is off the charts.
Because if you think about it, she's never seen Miranda before.
It's not working.
Or this man.
Another dose. Now.
By the way, just casually flipping this guy off, and you know why, if you've played this game. Yeah. Hello, Miranda. You're hot, but I don't really agree with a lot of your methods. I also understand a lot of them. And by methods, I mean the way she carries herself generally, and how she is, and etc. But I understand a lot of why she is. And I really do like her as a character, and also, you know, she's literally genetically engineered to be absolutely fucking bombshell gorgeous, so she is. Anyway, so let's play the video game.
Your scars aren't healed, but I need you to get moving. This facility is under attack. There's a pistol in the locker on the other side of the room. Hurry! Grab the pistol and armor from the locker. You don't have time to wait around, Shepard. Grab your weapon and armor.
This pistol doesn't have a thermal clip.
Keep your head down, Shepard. Shield yourself from someone's hacking security trying to kill you. Look for a thermal clip for your pistol.
Didn't mean to do that. Alright. I remember when I first played, it felt a little wonkier than I remember, but I think I just have more of a sense for good games mechanics and bad ones. And design and etc. But yeah, I tend to be careful and aim very carefully in this game. In these games. Mass Effect 2 especially really does lend itself well to that, because you basically need to get into cover and stay in it a lot more than ME1. Yeah, the game really makes sure that it gets that gets solidified here in your brain, because it's very important in this game to stay in cover when you can. And one of my only real gripes with the combat in this game is the fact that when you have to move between cover, and there are points, it's very dangerous. And sometimes it seems like map designs aren't really sufficient enough for you to move between cover in a way that isn't completely life-threatening. But maybe it was just my skill level back then. Maybe I'll have an easier time of it, because I certainly had an easier time with ME1 than I remember having before when I played through that.
Don't waste time. I can't keep the mix distracted for long.
Oof. Poor man. Yeah, that mech slaughtered that dude. I wasn't actually in the window when that triggered, because I was busy making sure I got every nook and cranny because of RPG gamer instinct.
Here come the mechs. Use the grenade launcher to take them out.
Oh yeah, and here's the... Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna be doing a lot of wonky stuff for a bit, because Spacebar and Shift have switched... Spacebar and Shift switch functions from ME1 to 2. And because I came from ME1 recently here... Yeah. Bit jarring. But I'm still gonna keep the controls as is. I just generally like the challenge, actually, of keeping controls in a game as is, even if they're weird for me at first. And using the default controls to navigate the game. I hope this doesn't do the buggy thing. Okay. Last time I tried this, there was a bug where it would not let me storm through the fire. It would just keep blocking me, no matter if I was storming or not. So I'm glad that didn't happen again. Let's listen to stuff.
Work update. The cost of this project is astronomical. Over 4 billion credits so far. But nobody seems to care that we've gone over budget. I don't know where the boss gets all his money. Maybe it's better not to know. I just wish he'd kick a little more in my direction.
But yeah, this is where Shepard realizes, oh god, they were experimenting on me here. Did they fucking bring me back to life? Yeah, she's still kind of in disbelief about that. She's just kinda... I bet she's still extremely, like, lightheaded and groggy. Because remember, she's essentially been asleep or worse for 2 years at this point. So, yeah. I bet it's going to take a long time to get out of whatever haze that left her in.
Progress is slow, but subject shows signs of recovery. Major organs are again functional, and there are signs of rudimentary neurological activity. In an effort to accelerate the process, we've moved from simple organic reconstruction of the subject to biosynthetic fusion. Initial results show promise.
Clearly, because now she's walking around living. And she probably has enough of a snippet of how she died in her brain to realize that it must have taken goddamn medical miracles to get her alive. And that is essentially what it took. Like, the absolute latest tech is what it took. Yeah, I've done this before. I went back the wrong way. Whoops. Poor man, poor mech. I don't know why I said poor mech. Poor man, fuck you, mech. There we go. Hello, Jacob. How you doing? Hi, friend. I like Jacob.
What are you doing here? Thought you were still a work in progress.
I just woke up. Probably know more than I do.
Right, sorry about that. I'm Jacob Taylor. I've been stationed here for...
Hostiles detected.
Damn it! Things must be worse than I thought if Miranda's got you running around. I'll fill you in, but we better get you to the shuttle first.
Alright, fine. She'll wait for her chance, but then she's gonna grill these people.
It's your station, Jacob. I'll follow you.
First step, let's finish off these metal bastards. We're low on thermal clips, but I'm a biotic. Just give the order when you want me to hit them with the good stuff.
Will do.
Subdue and suppress.
Drop.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's gonna make me do this, just like it did in ME1, in order to tutorialize powers.
That's it.
Impact imminent.
They're falling back.
Oh, okay, there are more. I didn't think there'd be more. Is that... Yeah, that's it. Whoops.
Ready to get the hell off this station?
I didn't think there'd be more for a second, but that's right. This ends when this cutscene starts, Dergy. I felt like I should have remembered that, but oh well. I feel like I should remember lots of things I don't remember. Welcome to my brain sometimes.
Before we go anywhere, I need some answers.
Sure. What do you want to know?
You said they spent 2 years rebuilding me. How bad were my injuries?
I'm no doctor, but it was bad. When I first saw you, you were nothing but meat and tubes. Anywhere else, they'd have put you in a coffin. But Project Lazarus was different. Cutting-edge technology.
What can you tell me about the project? Were there other test subjects?
Project Lazarus only had one subject. The whole point was to bring you back. Just you. Even that was a challenge. 2 years. All the top scientists. The best technology money could buy.
Do you know anything about this attack? Who's behind it, what they're after?
Damned if I know. I was getting ready for some shut-eye, then bam! Bunch of explosions. Next thing I know, every damn mech in the place starts shooting. At us. I'm guessing it had to be an inside job. You'd need top security access to hack all the mechs.
Foreshadowing.
What's your job here?
Depends on who you ask. Technically, I'm Miranda's top lieutenant. But I'm just a soldier. I served 5 years in the Alliance before this. Now I'm in charge of the station's security. Usually a lot more dull than this. Normally I don't fire my gun unless it's target practice.
What's the quickest way to those shuttles?
Depends where the mechs are thickest. It's probably best if we...
Check. Anyone on this frequency? Anybody still alive out there? Hello?
Wilson, this is Jacob. I'm here with Commander Shepard. Just took out a wave of mechs over in D-Wing.
Shepard's alive? How the hell? Never mind. You need to get her out of there. Get to the service tunnels and head for the network control room.
Roger that, Wilson. Stay on this frequency.
You know, okay, so super spoiler alert. Wilson betrays us, and I don't think the game ever explains why. At all. I don't really like that. Oh well, anyway, let's go.
Let's get out of here.
You bet. We can get into the service tunnels through this door.
I'll try to actually ask Miranda about that later. I don't think I ever usually do that. Anyway, let's keep going, friends.